David Menzies already rightfully said at the moment, the cull is paused. The CFIA is still there. They're still there. The farmers are still kicked out of the pens, not allowed to see the animals. And there's actually a massive blue fence that's come up. Super Safe Group brought in a fence after a suspicious fire ended up going at the hay bales, which the CFIA has lined up in a way that we believe is to be used as sort of a kill box when they actually herd the animals in here. Now, the newest news worth noting, of course, is that last night there was another fire at the hay bales. Now, again, the CFIA is there. The RCMP is there. They literally have a fence there now. So the farmers believe that this is probably just the hay combusting at this point. Whether or not that's the same thing that happened before, that's still to be determined. But what is standing out to you guys about Dallas Brody? I'll start with you. One thing I notice is people like yourself, and I would say a handful of politicians, we're speaking to this issue. This has been an ongoing issue. I started covering this story 9 months ago, and you guys were one of the earlier ones to speak to it. Now we're hearing a lot, which is good. It should be that way. But what do you think that is? Why does it seem like certain parties, they all speak at the same time when it's almost popular to do so? Have you noticed that?
Yes, I have noticed that. And in general, what I've noticed in politics is that very few people are willing to take the initial position out in front that hasn't been thoroughly vetted yet, and it's not a safe zone yet. So once someone takes the lead on something, politicians tend to say, okay, it's safe to go there and potentially even beneficial to me to go there. So they will then, there's that saying, politicians don't start parades, they jump in front of them. I think that's true, and they wait to see if it's safe, which I don't like that about politicians, because as politicians, we're supposed to be showing leadership, not just following what's popular in the moment. And so I prefer politicians who get out in front and explain to people why this is an important issue and why we need to defend whatever right is being damaged here. And I think it's really about safety.
It's about a lot of things. I mean, the Canadian Food Inspection Agency is hell-bent on killing these healthy ostriches who, as of today, are 255 days asymptomatic and healthy. Now, Odessa, I think I might have actually originally come across this story from your reporting way back in, I don't know, December or January. Around December was when they did the 2 PCR tests on the deceased carcasses. They've never actually tested any of the surviving birds that they're about to slaughter. But what stands out to you with the progression of, those initial stories of, hey, these farmers are saying their birds are healthy, to them still, the latest, the CFIA saying, oh, upon further testing of those samples we took 9 months ago, we've determined they have a mutant virus, actually, so they really need to die.
When did they say that?
They said that about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, they won't retest these birds, which is the #1 ask of the farmers because they want to prove they're healthy. And yeah, now their top veterinarian is claiming they've gone back to the old samples instead of resampling them, saying they have an even worse form of avian flu that's highly contagious. What do you make of that?
This is an information war, and because they're losing the information war, they're grasping at straws. And the other sort of thing they've evolved, because I've been watching the horrific CBC and the horrific global news, now they're saying, well, it doesn't even matter if they're sick right now or not. There's a good chance they could get reinfected again. In other words, what they're saying is, we just want to kill anything that might get the flu. So their narrative has now changed on CBC, on global news, of, okay, yeah, well, we have to kind of admit now that we haven't tested them in 8 months because of great people in the independent media who've been exposing this. They can't sort of pretend that's not the case now. So now we're just going to say there's a chance they could get it again. So let's just kill them. It's absolutely disgusting, the media war that's now come after what the true narrative is.
You're right. You're referring to the so-called impartial scientist that the CBC had on there, who of course is working in the vaccine department. For in case you don't know the significance of that, these birds are actually not used for human consumption. Their eggs are part of research, antibody therapeutic research that directly competes with the vaccine agenda to go ahead and address this virus that they keep culling, mass culling on farms for. Now, David, I'm going to throw to you. You're over in Ontario. I know you said earlier, like, the world is really watching, which is the slogan the farm came up with before the world was watching about these birds. But what do you make of, actually, I'll just let you know, you might not even know this. Rebel News was trending because of this reporting. And so what do you make of the significance of how many eyes are on this story, perhaps even breaking out of an echo chamber to see what Rebel News has to say about it?
Surprise, Ray. And by the way, I think both Odessa and Dallas made excellent points with the angles they went after. But I think part of the story, Drea, to me, and I'm going to go off on a little bit of a tangerine here, is that here we have a herd of almost 400 birds. They're completely healthy. They're harmless to everyone. Well, not everyone, as you mentioned. Big Pharma and its bottom line might be a little vulnerable to this herd of ostriches. CFIA is coming up with a solution to a problem that does not exist. Hey, Toronto Rebel News fans, listen up. Rebel News is celebrating 10 years of fearless journalism with our 10th birthday bash, and you're invited to join us. Last week, hundreds of Rebel fans packed our Calgary party for an unforgettable night of music, food, and fun. Now it's Toronto's turn. Join us on Thursday, October 16th at 6 p.m. near Black Creek and Lawrence for a night you will not forget. Expect a lively evening with Rebel News journalists and crew, past and present, cocktails, hors d'oeuvres, and of course, a birthday cake.